the second half is now back. It's time for lunch take two.
Just to explain what's going on, this is Porcelli's Deli. Up till today, we did the show 2 hours all the way through, but for some reason, when we watched it back, hour two started to get a little choppy, a little crazy, a little Godzilla-like. So we said, let's take a break, come back, and do a second half. And that's why we're just starting the second half today. And we do have a special guest I'm going to introduce in just a second. But first, our question today is, what album can you listen to or do you listen to and never, ever skip a track, listen to it all the way through? Do you know Jim Sullivan?
Yeah. Yeah, I used to play music with Jim.
Okay, boy, this is just a small world. My relationship with Jim Sullivan was, do you remember the St. Louis Blues Heritage Festival? Yeah. I used to host it every year.
Yeah.
And one year they said, hey, let's do something fun. Put together a band and we'll let you do a song before the festival starts. There was like 20 people there, which is fine. It was like more than Jimi Hendrix had at Woodstock. But so on the air, we said, okay, call us and audition right here, right now. Pick your instrument and play it. So, one guy played guitar and he was playing this blues. I said, you're in. So Jim calls. And I said, well, what do you play, Jim? He says, piano. I said, all right, give us some. So he has a Hammond B3 at home. And he starts playing Green Onions by Booker T and the MGs. I couldn't tell the difference. I said, Jim, you're in. So Jim and I have been friends ever since. And the album he picked was Sticky Fingers. However,
there you go.
He doesn't pick the American version. The American version of Sticky Fingers had a picture of Mick Jagger's crotch area with a zipper, and the zipper worked. You could put the zipper up and down. God. That was the American version. But there's a Spanish pressing, which I have, by the way. I have this version of Sticky Fingers. It's the Spanish pressing, and it's got a can of Fowler's, what is that? Fowler something, and it's got like fingers sticking out of the can of whatever it is.
Well, they took that in a different direction.
Sticky Fingers.
Yeah.
Right.
So the thing about that album is Spain would not release it with the song Sister Morphine on it. It was too drug related. So Sister Morphine is not on the album, but they replaced it with a live version of the Stones doing Chuck Berry's Let It Rock.
Oh, cool.
So that's the only time my copy has ever had a needle touch it, was just because I had to hear it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, Let It Rock. I put it out. So okay, and then I put it away. It's been away somewhere. Who knows where in my house. Could be worth $5 million. There could be a copy of the Declaration of Independence in there for all I know.
I sure hope it's in a cellophane sleeve.
Yeah, I think it is. All right, so back to business here. Porcelli's Deli, when it was on the radio, was all about music. ASCAP and BMI keeps us from playing songs like we used to do on the deli. So we're focusing on local musicians, unsigned musicians. I'm not sure if you're unsigned or not, but
yeah.
Okay, but you're a grassroots kind of guy.
Grassroots.
And his name is Johnny Henry. John, welcome to the show.
Woo! How you doing, buddy?
God, it's great to see you.
It's so good to see you.
All right, little history. I live in Manchester, Baldwin area, and my wife and I rented this house on Chandra Drive, and I was out in my yard, and John's wife, Jody, was she walking Bailey, maybe? Is that why?
Bailey.
I think she walked by walking Bailey. Because why would she just be walking down the street?
Yeah.
And she says, are you Vic Porcelli? And I said, how would you know that? How would you know? Because when you're in radio, people don't know your face.
See you.
Especially back then, She goes, I just recognize your voice. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, hi, I'm Jody, okay. So we started going over there, right across the street, lived right across the street on Chandra Drive. And we'd hang out and we'd party, a good word for it.
Sure.
Yeah, and we got
All
pretty
the time.
racked up a couple of nights.
Yeah.
And they have 4 girls, we have 3 kids. They all, would play together and stuff. And then John, you've always been a musician your whole life, I guess.
Yeah, since I was 10.
Well, I was going to ask. So 10 years old, you picked up what, a guitar?
Drums.
Drum. That's right. You were the drummer. I forgot all about that. That's how far back this goes.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start from. Can we go back to Daisy Chain? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So John and Dave Schellenberger.
Dave Schellenberg.
Berg. Sorry.
Yeah.
Made the band Daisy Chain. Tell us about that.
Yeah. We. It's funny how things work in life, right? So, I never aspired to be a musician. I never thought I would be a musician.
What did you want to do?
It was, my dad had a business.
Oh, okay.
And I worked there in high school. And then after high school, I worked there full time. Went to college for a little bit and then decided that wasn't really
We've all done that, haven't we? Gone to
for
college
me.
for a little bit.
And, and then was working full time. And then actually, Jim Sullivan
How about that?
calls me on the phone one day and he says, "Hey, are you still playing drums?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, let's get together. Let's just, the two of us, just jam. You play drums, I'll play the keyboards, and we'll just do a bunch of
Sure,
covers."
why not? Yeah.
Cool. So long story short, that went from, well, let's find a bass player. Well, let's find a guitar player. Well, we're playing in the basement. Let's have a party and invite our friends. Friends came over. Well, that was fun. Well, let's go to a bar. And then snowball. And one of those guitar players was Dave Schellenberg, who actually knew Jody. I don't know if you know this story.
I didn't know that.
He knew Jody from junior high.
Oh my gosh.
And when we were looking for a guitar player, she says to me, "I knew a guy when I was younger that played, and he was really good, but I
Haven't kept in touch.
haven't
or
kept
whatever.
in touch.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have no way to know how to get in touch with this guy."
Right.
So I go up to McMurray Music on Page.
Oh yes.
One day.
Yeah.
This is weeks later. And I'm looking around and I pull down the typical, on the bulletin board
Yeah.
ad
Yeah.
and the little tab.
You're right.
Rip that off and I go home and put it on the counter, and Jody comes home from work and she says, "Where'd you get that?" I said, "From McMurray Music." She says, "That's the guy I was talking about."
That's so funny. What kind of crazy coincidence?
And that
is
was a crazy coincidence. So
I'm
then-
already freaked out that you know Jim that well.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like crazy.
Oh yeah. So we, Dave and I just started playing covers and parties and went to bars and then started writing music together.
Right.
It just went big snowball.
She. Right.
Yeah.
That was the
That
first
was
single
Big. Yeah.
from Daisy Chain. Now,
The big one.
I believe we both have a big love for the Bodines. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the Bodines are this band from Waukesha, Wisconsin. Sammy Yanis, Kurt Newman, the two main guys, and I love their music from the beginning.
Oh.
First time I ever heard
So
them,
good.
I love their music, and they were cool guys to me.
Yeah.
You know, I know that they both have a kind of a standoffish kind of reputation.
Yeah.
But when I was in New Jersey, the Black and White album, I think we played for like 52 straight
yeah.
weeks. So they love me. They do anything for me.
Yes.
They came and did a free concert for our
You
listeners.
MC'd at Mississippi Nights. That's where.
Yes. I hosted them at what was the name of the place? Savoy something in New York City.
Oh.
And I was from the Jersey
Wow.
station, so it was a big coup for us to be able
Yeah.
to host a show in New York City.
Yeah.
You know, because they didn't play them. Why would you have a New York station come and bring you on stage when they don't play the album? And I remember I was backstage and Kurt was standing there, and I said, "Hey, Kurt," and he said hi. But then Sammy came up the stairs, and I said, "Hey, Sam." He goes, "Hey, Vic, how you doing?" Like he knew my name. I thought that was kind of cool. And we did a free concert series for our listeners in New Jersey, and they came and they did a set for us. And that day, crazy things you remember, they did Patsy Cline's After Midnight.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Walking.
But it didn't sound like a country song at all. It did
Yeah.
like a blues song.
Right.
And I was like, wow, this is cool. So, all right. So, John and I both like the Bodines. And I still have Daisy Chain CDs in my...
Yeah.
Like more than one. How did I end up with like
we
five?
modeled we modeled a lot of the original stuff that we wrote at that time, very early in the beginning.
The
after
harmonies,
the
for sure.
Bodines.
Right.
The 2-part harmony.
Yeah.
2 parts only.
Mm-hmm.
And real simple kind of 3, 4, 5 chord stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And just it worked for us, and it taught both of us how to sing.
Right.
Neither of us were ever like lead singers
Right.
or main guys.
Dave was actually kind of a shy guy.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't a, hey, look at me kind
Absolutely.
of a guy. Yeah.
Absolutely. But oh my gosh, I mean, ultra talented guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
his
yeah.
guitar playing to this day, like we still play
Do you?
together. Yeah, we get
Like
together.
out?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Jess and I came to see at Harpo's one night in
Yeah.
Chesterfield, but it was with some other guy. Nothing against the guy,
Yeah.
but he wasn't Dave.
Yeah, just kind of random. I mean, pre-COVID, we were every couple of months or something. Hey, let's get together and go to. There's a place up on Olive, right at 141, called Satchmo's that
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Satchmo's, not Harpo's.
Plays
Satchmo's.
yeah.
Because that's exactly where it was,
And
141
we
and
play
all.
there a bunch, and every once in a while, hey Dave, let's go do and we do a bunch of cover tunes, but then we whip out the originals, and it's
That's awesome.
Oh, it's so much fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I believe you guys got to warm up for Sonia Dada once, didn't
Yeah.
you? At Mississippi Nights.
Yep.
Yeah. Boy, may she rest in peace.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, and Paris and all that, just
Broke
so
my
sad.
heart.
you
Broke my heart.
Yeah, that was a hard day. They were phenomenal,
Oh,
and we were one of the lucky ones that got into Mississippi Nights and played quite a few shows. Oh, Freddie Jones Band.
oh my God, the Freddie Jones Band, they were great.
A whole bunch of people we opened up for.
That's
and
great.
Then we played a couple shows ourselves. But
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
were lightly attended because nobody knew who we were.
You know what? That
Didn't
doesn't
matter.
matter. That doesn't matter.
We still had fun.
Yesterday we were having a long conversation about theater and acting because we were talking to William Roth, who's from the St. Louis Actors Studio, and they're doing a fundraiser for I keep saying community, small theater companies.
Yeah.
And if you donate $75, you might win a 20-minute Zoom meeting with John Hamm or Sterling K. Brown. You know.
Wow.
So we were talking about plays and stuff and acting, and he had done a bunch of stuff, and I had done a bunch of stuff, and we did my first play I was ever in was Into the Woods, and that was very well attended because Into the Woods is very
Yeah.
famous. Stephen Sondheim,
Yeah.
who hates actors, by the way. He writes the hardest songs to sing for actors. Luckily, I had a non-speaking role, which is what I do. The next play I was in, right after it, was Passion, which is another Stephen Sondheim play, and wasn't as popular and is crazy and dark and nutty. And we, one night, I think probably was a Sunday matinee show, we had more people in the cast than were in the audience.
Yeah,
But you
right.
still do it like it's a packed show.
Sure.
Which is what you guys do.
Yeah, well, you have to, and you do it because you love it, right? The people are great, and we feed off the people like actors do too. You feed off that crowd,
Sure.
and you feed off the energy and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But we do it for them, for the entertainment of those people. But when they're not there, then can't complain because
Right.
we love it.
Right.
It's what I fell into.
Sure.
I always tell myself I didn't choose this; it kind of chose me. But
It's funny you say that.
I love it.
I don't know if you've ever seen a movie called Rounders, which is a poker movie.
I don't think so.
If I asked you, would you watch a movie that had Matt Damon, what's his name? We'll skip him and come back. Edward Norton,
Oh, yeah.
Matt Damon, Edward Norton, Martin Landau, John Turturro, Gretchen Mol. Would you watch it?
Wow.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
They're all in Rounders, a movie about poker, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
And Matt Damon's a poker. He's not a poker pro, but he's so good at poker that he's funded his education through playing poker. Like he'd win his tuition, and he's screwing up in law school. And this professor that really likes him, which is Martin Landau, tells him a story about how everybody in his family became rabbis, but it wasn't for him. He never saw God reading the Talmud or whatever you read, and so he quit and he became a professor. And he said, if you had a chance to do it all over, would you do it the same way? He says, we don't choose our destiny. Our destiny chooses us.
Yeah.
Because I was a mailman back in 1979, freezing my ass off,
Driving around.
in a stupid little Jeep.
Yeah.
God. So this chose me. See this thing right here? It chose me.
That's right.
That's it.
Best thing that could have happened, my friend.
So there's lots more I want to talk to you about, but can you play something for us and we'll come back and we'll talk
Sure.
some more?
Sure.
All right, what are we going to hear?
What do you want to hear?
Oh, God, that's how it works?
Got any requests?
Well, I mean, since we talked about Daisy Chain, can you do a stripped-down
Yeah.
acoustic version of
Let's
She?
do.
Or not She,
let's do,
a Daisy Chain song.
We'll do "Bring the Rain."
Bring the Rain. Angelina. Do you remember Angelina?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
"Bring the Rain" is the song that David Myers put up on the whatever it was called, Pick It or Flick It thing back in the day.
Yeah.
And
It wasn't called that, but I remember what you're
first
talking about.
time we had 101 The River airplay, and here comes "Bring the Rain," and all these people called in and
Liked it, right?
liked it,
Yeah.
which was good. So
Yeah.
that
David
was-
Myers, God.
Yeah.
What a good dude
That's
he was.
Crazy.
God,
Isn't
I
it?
haven't seen him in forever. Okay, so
crazy.
Bring the Rain.
5, look what they captured in. A 2-hour flight from Austin to send my blue skies running. Wipe the green above your face, don't really have it right. Know that you can't help yourself, it's just part of your life. You bring the rain. Look at me and say you curse. Good to see you could be worse. Could have brought a flood to kill us all. Thunder's fine in doses, lightning's green, don't you think a sunny day might be the better call? Down it comes again, sipping to the soul fan. You bring the rain, you bring the rain. Down, down, you bring the rain, you bring the rain. Yeah, it's so wonderful. The wind said it's don't get me. Seen it all too often. Don't think that I've gone crazy, crazy. Flag ourselves a taxi, we're soaking wet, it's really quite amusing, yeah. Windshield wiper swiping, babe, bringing out the Maitland train. The car is out in time to save the day. Yes, we'll stay inside today. Drop off for some wine, I'll lay out there the moment you're away. The dark clouds will have lost their gray. You bring the rain. You bring the rain. Down, down, you bring the rain. You bring the rain. Yeah. You bring the rain. It's an oldie.
Love it. Love it. Bring the rain. Originally performed by Daisy Chain in 1990.
Oh, man.
5, 6,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
Somewhere mid
Now-
90s.
Back then, in Daisy Chain, you were the singing drummer like Don Henley or
Yeah.
Phil Collins or Levon Helm.
Yeah.
You weren't playing guitar at all back
No.
then. So did you know how to play it then? Oh my God! So when did you pick up the guitar and all of a
so-
sudden be able to play that well?
So I enjoyed drumming, and I'll play
Who
once
doesn't?
in a while. Yeah,
Because the
love it.
drummers are the crazy people,
So
and you're a
much
crazy
fun.
person.
But once I got into the band and then they started singing, it was like, well, I really like this.
Mm-hmm.
So at one point, Dave and I had a conversation, and I said, you know, I think I would like to come out front and sing.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave, you know, the great guy that he is, he said, he was very supportive. And he said, I think that's a great idea. But I don't think you should just stand there and be a singer. I think you should do something,
And that was great advice.
which was great advice. So I said, yeah, I agree with you. I think I'd be more comfortable, but I don't know how to play anything else.
Right.
Nothing else.
Right.
So I went and I talked to a couple musician friends, and they were like, Duke Michalak is the guy.
Who?
Duke Michalak.
Okay.
Go to Duke. Take lessons from Duke.
Okay.
Mention my name. Go to his house. Take lessons from Duke.
Yeah.
So called him up. Lived in Crestwood at the time, I think, and took lessons for about 2 years, just once a week, just, you know, learning chords. You know, I don't know how to solo I just wanted to rhythm. You know, Dave.
It's funny that B.B. King was exactly the opposite. He
Dave
couldn't play
was the
chords.
guy.
He can only play leads.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just, you know, I know the notes and I know the stuff. I just can't. I just never practiced.
Whatever
it,
works.
Worked on it. Dave was the guy. You know, it's like I don't need that right now. I'll just play rhythm. And the first time that we hired a drummer and replaced. I came out front. And we had a 4-piece band. First time was at the Duck Room.
Oh my God.
And nervous. You know.
Of course.
I don't typically get nervous at gigs and stuff.
But when you're playing on a stage that Chuck Berry plays on once a month,
Yes.
you get nervous.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so, and in fact, we opened up for Chuck 4 times at the Duck Room before he passed away. And one of the times was not long after this. So I was super green,
Yeah.
just thrown into the fire.
Right.
I just said, that's how I learn. That's how I do it. I just get thrown into the fire. Let's do it. Let's go out and play, you know, and it was, 45 minutes and opening slots.
It's okay.
So it worked out good, but man, it was just like, and then, you know, just like anything in life, you know, you just practice and you get better. I still can't play lead, but I don't care.
Don't care.
You know, I just do
Play your
rhythm and
right. Play your rhythm chords, and that's
strum
it.
it, and it's good.
All right. So Daisy Chain's now in the rearview mirror, and then the country bug hit you, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, what happened was the aforementioned Pick It or Flick It with David Myers. We had a couple of people that called in and commented that the song sounded a little country. Not sure they should be playing this on 101 The River.
Oh, got it.
And it was like, yeah, we can see that because I grew up listening. You know, my parents were not musical at all.
Right.
None of them.
Not even
sang.
fans.
They didn't play any instruments. They were fans. They
Okay.
loved music.
So like me, I play records.
Yeah.
Right.
They played, my mom played records constantly and everything. Ella,
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Cash, Glenn Campbell, Diana Ross, and
That's
then
great.
Beatles, Stones, rock and roll, you know, all that stuff. So I grew up having a big plate of musical influences. And we could see that. When somebody said that, we could hear the little bit of the twang, and yeah, that's possible because we kind of lean a little bit that way. And you know, we kind of thought in our mind a little bit like that the Bodines had a country-ish
Sure, they did.
twinge to
Sure.
them. So that's what we were going for. So then we played a show for all around town, played a bunch of shows, and it was just mostly original. We weren't really doing any covers at that point, and just it just wasn't really popping for us. We just didn't feel like it was popping for us. Well, then, kind of a long story that won't bore you with, but Mike Cosiella,
Oh yeah.
good friend of ours, and in fact,
Stone. What was
New
there?
World Spirits.
New World Spirits.
And
Yeah,
Daisy
yeah.
Chain. We did a whole bunch of shows with New World Spirits. Well, anyways, Mike Cosiella had started a booking agency, an entertainment company, and he was playing bass for us at the time, and we went into In Cahoots.
Oh my God. Which
Just-
is Faith Church right
Just
now, I
with-
think.
Yeah, which was on a whim. Just, you know, hey, let's maybe try to get some opening slots for,
Sure.
you know, some of the acts that come through In Cahoots. Sure, why not? Well, that turned into big success. We had a lot of success with that, and a lot of people would come out, and we played the River of Toys show
Oh boy.
with
At Mississippi Nights.
at the pageant.
Pageant. Okay.
With Natalie Merchant, Better Than Ezra,
Wow.
John Mayer
Wow.
at the very
That was the year that
beginning.
Big Jake was a Christmas tree.
Yeah, and then Daisy Chain.
Right.
Right? And great show, had a wonderful time. But that was like our last rock
Yeah.
show.
Right.
We just said, you know, this is good, but it's not. I think we're maybe better suited for that genre. And we had kids and families, and not to
Sure.
say you can't have kids and families in rock and roll, but it just felt more like who we were at that time.
Sure.
So we went that route, and it took off.
Nashville's in this story somewhere, isn't it?
Nashville, yeah, a lot of Nashville had some interest from Sony and DreamWorks, and did a couple showcases. And
The band was called Spur.
so we changed the name to Spur.
Right.
Yeah, and had some interest and did some big showcases, and you know, a lot of great things came out of that.
Yeah.
You know, just really solidified in our minds that we made the right choice.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Sure.
even though, you know, we still played all the music we wanted to play anyways.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Business is business.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
if somebody said to you, "Hey, John, we're going to give you $1 million to play, you know, Chinese love songs,"
Right.
you'll learn Chinese love songs, right?
yeah,
I mean, business is
sure.
business.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I worked at radio stations where I didn't go home and, you know, listen to a Madonna record
Yes.
or, you know,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you don't compromise your principles, exactly right. But, you know, we play now as a cover band with my band guys now, who I love.
Are those the guys in the video we saw in the beginning?
Fantastic. No, those guys in the video are actually Nashville touring musicians.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll tell you that story.
Yeah, yeah.
My band guys now are local, and I love them, and they're super talented, and it's just it's so fun to share the stage with those
I
guys.
bet.
You know?
Now, when I contacted you to do this,
Yeah.
you were in the Lake of the Ozarks
Yeah.
or something doing gigs, right? So how did that go?
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was with the band or just
Real
you?
good. That's band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like the band?
Love the band.
I mean, well, I'm sorry, I didn't ask that right. Do you like playing with a band or do you like being the solo guy?
So, I don't care to play solo. I don't think that the product is there. I can do it. I'm fine with it. I'm comfortable with it. But I much prefer the band.
Sure. I get it. Totally get it.
And when you're just
Yeah.
rocking and
Well, there's something cool about just seeing a band.
yeah,
There's something about, this is so stupid, but when you got like 3 or 4 guys up front and the camera angle is from the side
Yeah.
and you're all like in the line right there, to me that just looks so cool.
yeah,
And the concert, I don't remember the name of the concert, but it was at, I think, a place called the Wolf Trap, which is in Virginia or somewhere like
Yeah.
that. And unfortunately, I'm talking about the event that ended up in the death of Stevie Ray Vaughan.
oh
But that concert was Stevie Ray and Eric Clapton and Robert Cray.
Yes.
You know?
yeah,
And,
yeah, the helicopter
yeah.
ride.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And Albert Collins, I think. And there's a shot of all of them. And Jimmy Vaughan, too, I think, was in the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all in a line. And it just looks so cool.
It's so cool.
God, I can just look sometimes at live photographs.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, photographs of live performances without even any movement. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
right.
And I just think some of it's so cool. So being in the band is what gets you off, and,
Oh,
and
it's
that's
so
okay.
cool.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and, you know, right now that all these guys, Dave Watkins, I think you know Dave. He's plays in the ELO, Mr. Blue Sky band and stuff. Anyways, he's one of the guitar players, and he grew up north and west. But all the rest of us, the other 4 of us, are from Oakville or Melville, South County guys. So it's kind of a fun, you know, we've all connected.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of these guys before music, and
That's cool, though.
we've all connected, and, you know, a bunch of South County boys making noise.
I love it.
So,
Absolutely
yeah.
love it. All right, before time runs out, can you do another song for us?
Yeah,
You pick this time.
for sure.
Give me a country twanging
Let's
song.
do the video single,
Yeah, which is called
Old
what?
Fashioned Girl.
Old Fashioned Girl. And is this on an album?
Yeah, I have a record, an EP, 5 songs. It's up on Spotify and Apple, iTunes or Apple Music, whatever.
How do we buy it?
Just Johnny Henry. Just go there. It's on an album called Now,
Okay.
and it's just, they're out there.
Perfect. All right,
So,
let's hear
yeah,
Old
I'll do
Fashioned
a
Girl.
little Old Fashioned Girl. That was the video you had running.
Right.
She flies me away over that mountain, way up higher than I've ever been. She takes me down to the water, river of love, yeah, I'm jumping in. She's an old-fashioned girl, little bit like mama, little bit like any girl in the middle of a new crazy world. She's an old-fashioned girl. She rolls down the road, hand out the window, not in a rush, just taking her time. She ain't that worried when there ain't a lot of money. She knows we'll get by on just $1 or a dime. She's an old-fashioned girl, little bit like mama, little bit like any girl in the middle of a new crazy world. She's an old-fashioned girl. Yeah, the way she looks always makes me smile. And the way she loves never goes out of style. When my soul flies away over that mountain, way up higher than I've ever been, I'll be looking around for my sweet angel, the old-fashioned dream I've been living in. She's an old-fashioned girl, a little bit like mama, a little bit like any girl in the middle of a new crazy world. She's an old-fashioned girl, little bit like mama, little bit like any girl in the middle of a new crazy world. She's an old-fashioned girl. She's an old-fashioned girl. Yes, she is. There you go.
Old Fashioned Girl. Johnny Henry. We put your link up, johnnyhenry.com.
Thank you, brother.
Actually want to buy some of his music, that's where you do it.
Absolutely.
Just want to get some of the, excuse me, geez, comments. Michael says, sounds great. Jen put up your link. Scott Frederick says, Dave Watkins is the blank.
Oh, there you go.
Is the great word.
What's up, Scott? How you doing, buddy?
Aunt Susan
Oh,
gave us a quick like.
Hi, Aunt
Jim
Susan.
Jim Sullivan says, get a haircut, hippie. I assume he's talking to you, 'cause my hair's not that long.
both of us.
No, your hair's
Nah,
longer
yeah.
than mine. You know, I've known John for 27 years, and he doesn't get any older. And I don't know how this has happened.
Neither do you, buddy.
Yeah, right.
We're the same. Our kids get older.
Well, you know what's funny? My hair is actually dark brown. I dye it this color.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks
just look
good.
like this. All right, I want to hear the Nashville story.
Looks wonderful. Oh, man. Well, I have a buddy that I play music with and write songs with, Rob Boyle. And
Oh, that's who I saw you with at Satchmo's.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Love Rob. And Rob is from Maine. And he moved to Missouri because he's in education. And met Rob, started playing gigs together, met some of Rob's friends, and met Rob's family. Well, one of Rob's best friends that he grew up with is a guy named Scotty Huff. And Scotty went from Maine to Nashville. And Scotty is one of those like prodigy players. Just picks up an instrument,
Right.
plays.
Don't you hate those guys?
Oh my gosh, he's so good. He's so
Son of a
so the
bitch.
horns, guitar leader, and played guitar for Keith Urban
Oh,
live
wow.
for 5 years,
And you just happen to run into this guy.
and then played with the Mavericks.
Wow. Now they're
Horns.
kind of like a rockin' country
They're
band. They're not just a
super
country
cool.
band, right?
So-
They're almost like a rockabilly
Yeah,
country band,
rockabilly,
right?
yeah.
God, I love them.
Oh yeah, they're so good. And so Scotty and Rob were good buddies. So I met Scotty in Nashville, and he ended up being my producer, produced my record. We wrote a couple songs together, stuff like that. So when we were putting this video together, we had met a guy named Glenn Schweitzer, and he does all my photos and videos and stuff like that. And he has a company called Fresh Films out of Nashville, and he said, "Well, let's do the video of the studio, and then you're here in Nashville, and your wife and your kids are at home in St. Louis, and you've been away from them for a long time doing your music thing, and we'll get them filming themselves," which they did, driving in the van
That's in the video. The girls are in the back seat.
to Nashville to
Yeah.
come see me. To
Right
come
on.
visit. So Glenn had Jody and the kids videotape themselves in the van.
Yeah.
And so much fun doing that. And then he said, when we're in the studio, we'll have a little bit of live interaction with like the guys that played on the record, the studio musicians on the record. Well, those guys are touring guys. So Scotty's one of them. The guitar player with the hat on is Scotty. And then the drummer's name is Tim Horsley. He was Keith Urban's drummer.
Okay. Now you're hooking up with some
And
connected
the-
guys.
Mike Daly played the pedal steel and all that stuff, and he's Hank Williams Jr.'s pedal steel.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And just, it went from there. All these guys that played on my record were touring guys that were off the road at that time.
Yeah.
Carrie Underwood's fiddle player.
Wow.
And Jake Owens, bass player. And,
Wow. This is great.
yeah. So very fortunate to work with those guys. And you know, I learned a lot because those guys we did 5 songs, they had never heard them before the day that they tracked those, and in 3 hours they were done.
Wow. Holy cow.
You know, and it's just testament to the talent of
You know-
studio musicians.
There's some guys, people who are just like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just such natural musicians. Like, you know, I guess I dabble in harmonica, not very good, but
Oh,
I've-
we've rocked on
yeah,
stage
yeah, yeah.
before.
I've got to play with some people, and a lot of them are like, okay, well, what key? Okay, we're going
Yeah.
to do it in this key or
Yeah.
that key. But you remember Jimmy Lee Kennett?
Yeah.
He's
Oh yeah.
dead now.
Yeah,
I
he passed
think.
away.
Yeah. I got to
Soulard, great Soulard played.
I got
all
to
over.
play with him once,
Yeah.
and I said, "What key?" He goes, "I don't care. Just doesn't matter. Just start playing." And I was like, "You're the first person
It's ever-
to say that."
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not a musician.
We'll follow
you know?
you.
All I know is okay. If it's an A, I need to be in D. Like
Right.
that's all I know. So, and you got guys like that with that kind of resume. Wow. So what came out of that session is the Johnny Henry,
Johnny Henry record, yeah.
which is called Johnny Henry.
5 songs, yeah.
Okay. We have 5 minutes. Can you give us a quickie?
Yeah.
Like a 2-minute rip this joint kind of a song?
Yeah.
I don't mean rip this joint, but
Yeah.
country
Let's
song.
see. Let's do.
Faraway Eyes.
Let's do. There's something I like to do when we're at a live show and I do a sound check. We do a sound check and I'm checking my voice and checking my guitar.
Test, it's Johnny
Check
Henry.
1, 2, 3, and they're saying you suck, get off the stage. Next band, but I like to do this one, and it actually makes me think of you.
Huh.
It's alright. I watch the night go down, and I see the lonely twinkling lights of town, and I dream about a
Bodines. Every time I think of the Bodines, I think of you. You know, it's crazy. The Bodines, in case you're not familiar, their most famous song was from the Party of Five, Closer to Free, I guess.
Closer to free.
And I was in Walgreens one night, you know. Jesse sent me out for something, you know.
Yeah.
And Closer to Free is on the, and I'm like, what the hell?
On the Muzak.
Right. And I'm like, wow, you know. But crazy question. Do you have a favorite Bodine song?
Oh, man.
If you know me, you know mine.
Favorite Bodine song? Well, Good Work is...
Yes! That's mine. Good work. You know it's mine, right?
that's
And
the
Chuck
one.
Berry.
That's got to be the one.
Yeah. Good work.
Good
If you
work.
can get it. First time I loved the Bodines before that, and then I heard that song and I was like, that's it. I will
Soul.
marry these guys if they're single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soul.
Absolutely love it.
So cool.
We got a few minutes left. I can't thank you enough for coming in.
Thanks, brother.
I know it's not an easy drive. It was. Oh, one thing I wanted to say. I'm not going to tell people where you live, but John's house has a garage and a driveway that you could fit a couple cars in, and then this little kind of weird cement thing that goes this way, you know. And for years there was just Jody's car and John's car. Now it's like a parking lot.
Used car parking.
Yes, it's like six
Exactly.
cars. It's got 4 daughters who
Yeah.
are all driving now.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
We tell people, just come on by, we'll put a sign in the window, just make an offer.
Love
Take
it.
one if you want.
All right, so before we go to, very important, when's the next gig people can see you? When can we come see you? And where?
I'm playing, we got a couple of things coming up, but at the lake, because a lot of the bars, a lot of the clubs that we're playing are not having live music
Of course.
right now, but TJ Wings in Valley Park.
Yes.
I kind of do my solo thing, and it's very nice, very casual, and
What's that street, Vance?
Vance Road in
Yeah.
Hannah.
Right.
And then I just talked to my buddies at Ballpark Village, and September 17th we're on the outdoor main stage for Country Night
Yay!
and big outdoor concert. I'm not sure if there's a Cardinal game or not.
Doesn't matter.
But
It'll
yeah,
be on the screen anyway, it won't
yeah,
matter.
Ballpark Village, and then we're traveling at the lake. Just Johnny Henry.
So when's TJ Wings?
Tonight,
Okay.
5 to 8.
So tonight, 5 to 8 o'clock, go down to TJ Wings. They actually have a great French dip and some good chili.
Yes.
And John's playing there tonight, September 17th at Ballpark Village. Go out and check him out because he's a great entertainer. Dude, it's great to see you. I was
So
glad you
good
were
to
able
see
to
you,
come
my
down and do this.
Love you, buddy.
Appreciate it. Johnny Henry. All right.
All right, that sounded great.
Poor, is he great?
You don't often get in a room this small with sound padding and an acoustic guitar.
That's right. Yeah, we put all this up just for you. This isn't always here. We put all this
It
up.
really sounded great.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
he didn't play the guitar until like 10 years ago. He was just a drummer in the band.
Right.
And then he learned how to play guitar.
The guitar.
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
Cool. Great
Uh,
story.
So great to see you.
Great to see you.
That's it. Tomorrow, Porcelli's
2
Deli
o'clock.
Express.
Yep, live from your house, and then interview with Jonas Mutballs, who
And
came
then-
here yesterday and gave us some free treats.
And now my house smells like dog farts, which is fine.
I'm sure
as
it's
long
aired out.
as it's good for the dog.
Open the windows.
Yeah, it's fine. I will deal with it. My wife is so mad, but if it's good for the dog, it's good for
Sorry,
the dog.
Jessica.
And then Friday, coffee with Vic. 9
Yeah,
o'clock.
way too early, yes.
But you'll be here.
I
Promise?
will be here.
You've never missed.
I will be here making all the technical difficulties I can possibly muster up. For
You'll make
9
them go
a.m.
away.
Yes.
All right. That's Jen. I appreciate it. Becca was here earlier. Johnny Henry. We'll see you tomorrow for Porcelli's Deli Express.
All right, thanks, guys.